Hello, my dear students, and welcome to an English class. Our lesson today is about the future simple tense. So, as we do in the rest of the tenses, we will learn together its form, usage, and the key words, and also the question and negative forms of it. So, let's begin. So the first thing is the form of the future simple. We have here two forms. The first form is will plus the infinitive or the verb stem. For example, I will go to the club tomorrow. I will go to the club tomorrow. But the second form consists of verb to be, like am or is or are, according to the subject, of course, plus going to or gonna, plus the verb stem or the verb in its infinitive form. For example, I'm going to visit my uncle next week. I'm going to visit my uncle next week. And now let's go to the key words of the future simple. We have the key word tomorrow. It means the next day. And the word in plus future year or month or week. For example, in 2060. Or in a month, in 2 weeks, and so on. The word on plus future day, like on Tuesday. The word next plus month or a week or year or name of a day, like next Sunday, next year, next month, or next June, for example. Then we have days or month or weeks or years from now. The key word is from now. So when I say 3 years from now, it means after 3 years. So the action that will happen after 3 years, it means that it will happen in the future. And after that we have this month or this week or this afternoon or this year. All of these are the key words of the future simple. And we have the last key word, and it's someday. Like when I say someday I will go to the USA, or someday I will travel with my boyfriend, for example. So all of these are the key words of the future simple. And now let's move to the usage of the future simple. Number 1 is to make predictions, which means when you predict something to happen in the future. For example, it will rain tomorrow. It's not raining today. It will rain tomorrow. And to make spontaneous decisions or like fast decisions. For example, I'll pay by credit card. I'll pay by credit card. Number 3 is the willingness or a voluntary decision. When you make a voluntary decision. For example, when your wife is so tired and you saw her and then you decided to wash the dishes for her, and then you will say, I will do the dishes for you. I will do the dishes for you. Or, for example, when you say, I'll carry the bag from you. I'll carry the bag from you. And the last use is when you make promises. For example, I will quit smoking. I will quit smoking. Or I will never do this again. I will never do this again. Now let's move to the question form of the future simple. So in yes or no questions, we'll put will plus the subject plus the verb stem or its infinitive form plus the object, and after that we will put the question mark. For example, will he go to his grandmother tomorrow? The answer will be, for example, yes, he will, or yes, he'll go to his grandmother tomorrow. But for the WH questions, except who, we will put the WH word, for example, what or where or when, plus will plus the subject plus the verb stem plus the object, and then we will put the question mark. Let me tell you an example. What will you do next week? What will you do next week? Where will he go after 2 hours? Where will he go after 2 hours? In case of who, we'll put who plus will plus the verb stem plus the object, and then we will put the question mark. For example, who will answer this question? Who will answer this question? And now let's move to the negative form. We'll put the subject plus will plus not or won't plus verb stem plus the object. For example, Sally will not go to Australia next month. Sally won't go to Australia next month. It's okay with the both of will not or won't. Okay, so in the case of yes or no questions, we'll put no plus the subject plus won't, or no plus the subject plus will not plus the verb stem and then the object. For example, no, it won't, or no, Noha will not be there in 5 minutes. No, Noha will not be there in 5 minutes. And now let's talk about the difference between will and going to. Will is used when referring to the future with certainty and for recent rapid decisions. For example, I'll carry your bag. I will travel next week. Okay, going to is used to refer to events that have been previously planned or something is about to happen. For example, they are going to get married next year or next month. This means that they have planned for this. They have planned for this marriage. Okay, and also like watch out, it's going to fall on you. Here I'm warning someone that something is going to happen, something is going to fall on him. Or we also use going to for evidence and signs. For example, I think it's going to rain. I felt some drops on me. So here we have an evidence that there are drops. So that's the difference between will and going to. But at the end, they are both for the future simple. And now let's move to the question and negative forms with going to. The question form consists of be, verb to be, which is am or is or are according to the subject, of course, plus the subject, plus going to, plus the verb in its infinitive form, plus the object, and then the question mark. For example, is it going to rain? The sky is full of clouds. Then we have the negative form, which is the subject, plus am or is or are, plus not, plus going to. For example, he is not going to his uncle tomorrow, or he isn't going to his uncle tomorrow. So this was our lesson for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you next lesson. Bye bye.